And yeah, the most popular dish of the UK, chicken tikka masala.
Football is a very big thing, probably the biggest thing around here.
I feel like there's so many similarities with the Japanese culture.
My name is Arno from France, and in today's video I'm going to be asking foreigners living in the UK what does it mean to be British for them in terms of like culture, tradition. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. As usual guys, you can follow me on my Instagram, just right here. I'm sharing my day life in the UK in Sheffield. Let's do it. So first, where are you from and what's your background,
Yes, I am Harshita. I am from Bangalore, India.
When someone, tells you, okay, I'm British, what do you think about,
What it means to be British is, for example, I have cultivated British habits like carrying my umbrella. It's like whenever it rains, I carry my umbrella, and I respect my privacy more. Before, I would overshare, but now I'm like very calculated with what I share. So that's what it means to be British. Most common hobby I know is that, they like playing pool. In my home country, they call it snooker. Yeah, so things like that.
And what about the food, For example, let's say, I don't know, a British, come back home at night and he's ordering some food. Which kind of food he will order,
I guess something like, like Yorkshire pudding, or maybe, I don't know if it's breakfast time, and if it's like morning, it would be English breakfast. The sausage and mash, bangers and mash, I guess that's what it's called. Yeah, so those kind of things they would order, that's what I think. And yeah, the most popular dish of the UK, chicken tikka masala.
That's crazy.
English people love the curries as well, which is... I'm still trying to process that, like they actually love curries.
What do you think about like England, and British people? What do you think, about those topics?
First, in the beginning when I came here, they were very reserved, so that was very new to me.
Yeah.
But then, they are very kind, very polite. Very, civilized. For example, you ask them for help, they're ready to help without any conditions or things like that. And also what I've noticed in my personal experience is that if I work hard, I am respected for it, which is very evident. It takes time for them to put their walls down.
Yeah.
The moment they put their walls down, they're actually, very approachable, very loving, giving, things like that.
Before you're gonna start, can you introduce yourself? Like, where are you from and what's background?
Yeah, I'm Hashim. I'm from Jordan. I'm from Amman, which is the capital of Jordan, and I'm a second-year student here. I'm doing engineering.
What does it mean to be British for you? What are the things that come to your mind?
First thing comes to mind is a lot of people here, they complain about the weather. Yeah. Also, they really like tea and biscuits. And like I say, when they want to go out, they usually go to pubs in the weekends to watch some football, for example. They were always friendly with me. I never faced anything that was like harsh or something. No, yeah. They were always friendly, outgoing. Even like sometimes they like to listen to different perspectives a lot. And they are open-minded in terms of different cultures here, especially in Sheffield. Like there's quite a lot of diversity. So there was a main thing which my family told me to be aware of, which is people are drunk people at like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. I have to be a bit careful with them because they are out of their mind. Yeah. And also I can say tennis, Wimbledon as well. They do like it in the summer in August, hot weather. Everyone there watching some tennis.
What's your opinion of that country,
Yeah, it's a really good country so far. I'm liking it. Again, the most thing I like about it is the diversity, and everyone is friendly so far.
Introduce yourself. Like, what's your background? Where are you from?
I'm from India, Kerala, which they call God's own country.
What does it mean to be British? What are the things that come to your mind when you're thinking about that?
So I have to start with how the people here carry themselves. So when you meet a person, there's a presence, a demeanor that they put forth, which showcases where they are from. So, for example, the accent and the tone, the intonation, the pride. So I feel like every single person who calls himself British is proud to be a British person. Like you can get that from how you talk to them, how they respond. You know they're proud of who they are and they are not ashamed of it. Like so there are things that we are proud of that we don't show, if you know what I mean. But then each person here is like, I will exude this. This is who I am and I want the world to know. People here are civilized. And I feel like the people here are trying to be the personification of that. Yeah, that's what it. That's the first thing that strikes me.
Maybe in terms of like activities, hobbies, what's like, British person will like,
So I feel like the people here go for their hobby no matter where it is. They reach out and, that's pretty adventurous. That's, a great way to live.
What's your opinion about the country in general?
So the people are great. The opportunities are great, but also the climate is very spontaneous and I am a spontaneous person. It's pretty funny to me actually.
Being surprised.
Yeah, it's like you're dressed for one weather and it's wow, this is not what I was in for. But let's roll with it.
Comes to your mind, when you're thinking about that question?
I think it's a really tricky question. You can't really pinpoint what it means to be British, but I guess when I always used to say, oh, I was British coming in France, I probably think of good sport, nice people, good humour, just a whole... I have some negative things, obviously, but I think it's probably better to focus on the positive ones when you're talking about what it means to be British. Definitely sport is a really important one because I play hockey, so just having hockey in England is like a big thing for me. Really, really appreciate that. God, I'd say one thing that comes to mind is like the lad culture. I think that's something that's quite scary for some people coming from outside, and the whole bashing. I'd say that coming from France, that's one thing that people are very worried about is like the drinking culture, the lad culture, and the whole kind of bashing of new people. I'd say that was one thing.
Like, where you're from?
I'm from China.
What does it mean for you to be British,
You must tolerate the trains because it's often delayed or cancelled. You must be adaptive to the always changing timetable of trains. I think British people are polite. They like saying sorry. For example, if they block your way, they say sorry. Or if they just touch you a little bit, they say sorry. They are very polite. Another thing is that I think British really like drinking. And when they drink too much, they make too much noise.
What's your opinion about the UK as a whole, about the country, What's your opinion about it?
The UK has very rich and long history. And so it's rich in culture. It's attractive to foreigners, especially for Chinese coming from another continent.
Introduce yourself, like what's your name and what's your background and where you're from?
So, hi, my name is Gokul and I'm from Tamil Nadu. It's a southern part of India.
Okay.
And in Tamil Nadu, I'm from Namakkal. It's a small town.
What it means to be British for you?
So, just one word, it's a privilege. You have the freedom of speech over here, I would say. You can say any statement, political statements.
Okay.
Directly about the ruling party, politicians here, even the king or the queen. Over in India, that's not possible. You'd be on prison after that if you give any direct statement about politicians or the ruling party.
So and now, in general, what's your opinion about the UK? Do you like this country?
Yeah, at the moment the tax is high over here due to inflations and everything.
Yeah.
Not everybody can pay the tax the government sets now. Apart from that, I like this country. I love this country really. Awesome. Really friendly people, especially Sheffield. I used to study in London and I used to work in London as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Wow.
But I love Sheffield people. I've met best people in Sheffield, I would say.
So like first of all, can you introduce yourself? Like where are you from? What's your background,
So I'm Shreyas and I come from India. So I'm from New Delhi in India. I'm born and raised there.
What does it mean to be British for you? What are the things that come to your mind when you're thinking about that,
Attitude and behavior goes without saying because that is very warm. Even if someone's very mad at you, most of them will still be courteous to you, still be respectful towards you. that's a big plus for me. So
British.
yeah, you feel very valued as an immigrant, as an international student, you know.
All right.
So that's very nice. I think second would definitely have to be the accent. If you say British, my mind straight goes to the British accent, you know. So that's there, and come on, that's like one to die for, British accent. Yeah. So that's there.
Maybe activities, maybe something that British people tend to like, something that comes to your mind?
Oh, definitely. It has to be football. So that's where I actually connect with the British people a lot, because football is a very big thing, probably the biggest thing around here. And I love football from when I was back in India. And after coming here, I've worked in football clubs as well. I'll tell you, the first time I was here, I was working in the security over here in a football stadium.
Okay.
And I was right there, and I'll tell you, for 5 minutes, I was zoned out. Like, I was in a trance, because see, back in India, you're sitting in your home in Delhi, and I could never have imagined that I'll be in the middle of European football action. You know, we stay up till 3, 4, sometimes 5 a.m. in the night to watch a Champions League game, let's say. And I was right there at the center of some European action. So I was like, that's something so big for like a little Shreyas, you know, if someone would have told him. And so football is something like, that's one activity that I really relate with the British people, and that's also going to remind me when someone says British, I like British football.
Can you introduce yourself, like where are you from and what's your background?
Okay, so I'm Haruka and I'm from Japan. I used to live in Tsukuba City, which is when I was in Japan.
For example, when you are thinking about being British, what are the first things that comes to your mind,
I think it's just really like stereotypical images of British people, I think, but they are always like well behaved and nice and kind to people.
Yeah.
Saying sorry a lot and being like polite.
All right.
And not to be arrogant much. Afternoon tea. I don't think I tried that much British food in here, I think. All I had is just fish and chips.
All right.
And I was trying to get this Sunday roast. Yeah, I was thinking of getting one, but I'm not really rich, so I haven't tried yet. I need to try one for sure, yes.
And did you like the fish and chips, What was your impression?
I quite like it, yeah, because I like vinegar, a taste of vinegar, and then also I like fish, because I'm from Japan. Obviously, we love fish, so I like it.
For example, if someone is British, what's their hobbies,
I see a lot of people go to the park. Parking on weekends, and also when I go to the pub all the time, and I see everyone like take their dogs with them, dogs or cats or animals. So I think what they like to do is hanging out with friends or family at the park, and also having a pet is also one of the big things in the UK.
What's your impression about the UK? What do you think about the UK in general,
I quite like this country because I feel like there's so many similarities with the Japanese culture. Even though I'm abroad, I feel like sometimes it's like I'm in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, probably because of the geographical reason. Because the UK and Japan is island country, and also the people's characteristics are also at the same time pretty kind of similarity have the similarity at the same time, probably because of that geographical reason. So I feel so comfortable with being here in the UK.